Daenerys is so glad you're here. I forgot the clapboard. Talk amongst yourselves, okay? Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, now I got it. It's right here. We're gonna change the title. Okay, hi everybody. Welcome. Come on in. Thanks for joining me. Let's update our board. We are actually, I should just put tape over this next time. We're actually on 9 and it is, today's the 27th, right? Okay. Here we go. Welcome to Westeros. It is episode 9, Bowl of Brown from the Crown Lands. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Okay. Whew. You guys, thank you for joining. I'm glad you're here. Oh, what a doodle of a day I have had. I'm glad to share with you the recipe we're going to be making out of this book. So when I clapped us in and I said we're episode 9, congratulations that you've made it to episode 9 on YouTube. All of the full episodes are available as well as short. TikTok, the full episode doesn't stay very long, though I am going to start uploading the shorts for you so you can see the whole thing. Now, notes, bing, you will notice on both channels there is, hi everybody, come on in TikTok, thanks for joining. There is a deeply condensed prep video to get ready for today. Tina, hi Debs. Tina, thank you so much for that gift. What a great way to get started. And a pumpkin. Ooh, ooh. Hi, Tina. I bet you're just having a blissfully cool day in Colorado. It's hot here again. Okay, I don't know. That's the way the desert is. Oh, and a boo. Thank you, Tina. I appreciate that. What a great way to start. Freezing. Oh, I only wish. And dear friend from Nebraska, who now lives in the desert too, always says, well, you never have to shovel sunshine. I guess I'm just a sweater weather fan. Yeah, I live in the desert and it's so hot all the time. So let's get into today's recipe, and it is bowl of brown. So I have this linked for you in the description, YouTube, and I will share it afterwards, TikTok. But here's the thing. For once, you know what, we're on episode 9. I made a list of things I wanted to make sure I shared. This is what we're doing. It's bowl of brown, and bear with me, because let me tell you from the top, this can be gluten-free, can yield 8 to 10 servings. Prep time is 30 minutes. That was about mine. And cooking time, 3 to 8 hours. In fact, let me go turn it down a notch. It's over here. Yeah, about that. So there was no way we could be on here. Well, I guess we could, but 3 hours. So what I did was I started it almost 2 hours ago, and it's been bubbling and barking right along over there. And we're going to plate it and serve it and go through some of the things here, because if you look now, take a close look at the image, because I have my breads, House of the Rising Buns. Don't look. Last year, I did an entire series on bread baking, and personally, I love to bake bread. I love to bake. Though, if there was a moral to the story, I love it on TikTok when Tony Shea says, moral of the story, and she always has something crazy going on. Moral of the story is this. Just stay with me, friends. because when you look at the picture of the breads and you look at mine, you really need to squint or look at it in the dark. My bread bowls did not come out like this, and we're going to cut into them now. But here's what happened. I was in a hurry and distracted. Y'all need to forgive me and be praying for me. I was in a hurry and distracted when I had gone to town. For those of you who are new and you don't know, I live in a very, very small town. And so I go over to the next small town to do shopping. Hey, thank you for the gift. I appreciate that. So when I go to the town to buy, there just wasn't any. There was one very large bread bowl, and yeah, so we baked our own, and we have put together bowl of brown, and yeah, we are going to actually, this is a bread bowl, and I feel like something happened. It happened in a hurry, and when I was quickly scooping out the yeast, I didn't put 2 teaspoons in. I put in 2 tablespoons, so it got crazy. The sink, can you see? It's so full. Oh yeah, let me get another cutting board. And the knife. Okay, so cutting board, I like the plastic flexible ones. And then I have a bread knife. Whew, out of the 3, which do you think that is? None of them look like an actual bread bowl. Like if you've ever been to like the La Brea Bakery or Porto's, it's so gorgeous. Mine, yeah, we're going to put in bowl of brown here. I see. YouTube, how are you, my friends? Thank you for joining. All righty. Okay, so sorry, YouTube. Thank you for grace and patience. TikTok, I forgot to ask someone to moderate, and as usual, the comments started to go negative. So, and we want it to be fun, and I want you to learn something and just have a good time doing Game of Thrones cooking with Daenerys. So, but it's really me, Sherilyn. But Daenerys is coming to do Game of Thrones. I think this is the best looking bread bowl. Can everybody? No, you can't see. Okay, let me go ahead and back it up. YouTube, yours doesn't have a lot of room. Can you see? All right, so our next 3 steps that we're going to do is that we're going to get these bread bowls that I made in a rush. And here's why I show them. And you're like, these? Oh, hi, thank you. Thank you so much. That's so kind. So here's why I show my imperfect, kind of ugly, Quasimodo style bread bowls. Because if I can do it, you can do it. And I just want to remind you and encourage you, it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Oh, and I did want to share a safety second. Can we take 1 second for safety? You guys, really sharp knives save lives in the kitchen. So before, mine is over there, before every time that you're going to do something, cutting, give it a couple of zips and make sure it's really, really sharp. So let's get into this. And if you're like, why did you make 3? I always make 1 for grandma, and I have an elderly neighbor. I make for her too. You're like, okay, ready? Let's just cut into this and see what we get. Oh, wow. Okay, she ugly. Ooh, but the sponge looks good. Taste test, why not? Need salt. Okay, Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to get the bread center out of it and make sure it's a nice bowl. I'm going to use the knife. Just so you heads up, 2 things. When you see the bread bowls in the restaurant, they come at it almost like you were carving a pumpkin, this direction diagonally into the top. Save all of your, ooh, it's good. Save all of your bread guts so that you can do croutons with it. I've got a nice hollowed out scoop, and actually I want to hollow it out a little bit more. I'm going to go straight to the fingers for that. So I'm very pleasantly surprised that it's not the prettiest looking bread bowl, but I'm here to tell you, it tastes good. And I always think everything needs salt. I like a lot of salt. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and get these others ready. And before I do that, can you guys see the stove from where you're at? Hi, Hadi Mbarak. Hi, welcome on YouTube. Thanks for joining. I know you just got here. We are working from the Game of Thrones Welcome to Westeros official cookbook, Making Bowl of Brown. Oh, I am, and this is actually a story for contention. Remember to put the cream in the pot. This recipe to you, I highly encourage you to get this book, Welcome to Westeros, the official Westeros cookbook, because this is called Bowl of Brown. And honestly, I've watched the show and I am such a fan, and I've heard them and seen scenes where they talked about having a bowl of brown. I'm going to tell you about the story right here. But after I made all of this, I followed it nearly to the T. And if you see the sped up preparation video, I did not have dried marjoram. And so the substitute is oregano or oregano, depending on where you're from. And I just used oregano. I found some very simple bowl of brown beef stew like recipes and with pearl barley. It looks so good. And this was quite the thing. And something else to know, hi, I'm so glad to see you. Thank you. Nice to see you. Pranavanadam, glad you're here. You guys, do you remember from episode 1, that was 9 weeks ago, we made our own spices, the Old Valerian and the Northern Strong. We made them, and this is what I used to season the soup. And I can't quite put my finger on it. I wish we had smell-o-vision. One of these is perfumey. I can't quite put my finger on. Well, hello to India. Got a friend over there right now. Terry! Welcome to the chat. None other than Mr. Johnson. How you doing, my friend? How's my girlfriend? How's Miss Michelle? How's Mrs. Johnson? This one is perfumey too. I can't put my finger on it. Did anybody put cream in the pot? I didn't do it yet, did I? I was talking. Okay, hold your thought. I am so ready to have Kitchen Stadium because I've been on other cooking kitchen sets where the mirror is above you with the camera and it'll look right into the pot. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Terry, did you send me a gift? Thank you so much. Terry, you tell Michelle, I have made bread bowls. Just go with it, Terry. Go with it. It is a bread bowl if you squint. And I have made from the official Westeros cookbook, Bowl of Brown. So it looks similar. Something to know, I like mine with more broth. Is this a word? Brothier? I like more soup liquid. So I added an extra 1.5 cups of beef broth. And then I like mine creamy. So I am going to go put in about a cup of half and half. And I would take you, but by the time I fuss and fumble to get you over there, I could have just went glomp. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and glomp, glomp, glomp. I'm going to give it a stir. All right. Oh, and there is something else to know that the recipe, let's just go through it real quick together. The recipe called for a smoked ham hock. I did add it, and guess what? I don't think I really like it. So I'm going to take that ham hock out, put it in my sweet jellies dog food, and now let's go through it together. Speaking of Kitchen Stadium, where is Wes, my production assistant? Because I would love a point of view over the shoulder so you could read the book with me. But I will read it for you. Can you hear that? That's my baby dog. Hold on. Hold the phone. Talk amongst yourselves, TikToks and YouTubes. I gotta let her in. Dolly, 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 oh, dolly, dolly. Oh, dolly, 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 okay, okay. All right, thank you guys. And can you see her? Can you see her right here? Hi, you say hi to the people. My wig, kind of tight. Okay, here we go. Note, bowl of brown is a versatile stew that changes depending on what ingredients are available. Toss in whatever you have on hand. Could be vegetables that are about to turn. Ooh. Leftover meat, grains such as barley or farro, legumes such as lentils or split peas, turnips or waxy potatoes, and so on. So, knowing that, let's go to the story and the recipe. That is almost finished. And again, I'm so glad you're here. If you have not had a chance to like, comment, subscribe, would you please? And maybe even share it too. Why not? Do all the buttons. All the buttons. Bowl of brown. As read to you by Daenerys Targaryen. Who's going as Daenerys for the spooky season? Anybody? Okay, that's not the point. Bowl of brown. The small folk of Flea Bottom lived a precarious life in the slums of the capital. They thrived or starved on the whims of kings, living well in times of plenty, or suffering when a poor harvest or war brought scarcity to their streets. The traders and artisans, the wheelwrights, blacksmiths, potters, weavers, and tanners were fed by cooks from the pot shops. These small kitchens sold bowls of steaming stew made from simple cuts of market meat and vegetables. Cheap bowls were little more than onions and cabbage and gristle of dubious origin, but skilled cook raised this basic broth into an art form. A good bowl of brown, as they called it, was a fragrant meat-filled fare of pork and sausage, seasoned and slow cooked with mushrooms, root vegetables, and herbs. Cooks vied with one another for the best brown, zealously guarding recipes that included ingredients such as prunes, dark beer, and spices. Okay, so that brings you up onto speed of what's going on. That the bowl of brown that I have been cooking in my giant bayou tub is fragrant. You can definitely smell it. They were serving it in these bread bowls, and we made our own bread bowls. So we're cooking from the official Westeros cookbook. Bowl of brown, and I have a comment from Gendry. Does anybody remember Gendry? Somebody refresh my memory. It's been a while. Okay. Gendry says, in Flea Bottom, we called them bowls of brown. We'd pretend that the meat in them was chicken, but we knew it wasn't chicken. Okay. Done. Let's get a bowl. This is our bowl right here. I will get the other shape. Get it ready. That is what the crumb looks like. So for being rushed bread, like fast bread, it smells good. It tastes good. It didn't come out quite the shape of a bowl. I am still, for the sake of presentation, going to hollow it out. Save this part Because this could be your croutons or breadcrumbs for your next one. And then I will just pull it out. And I need to, one of them has to be road ready because I have to travel it to my next neighbor a couple miles away. Now, the big question is, what are we going to make next week? The bowl of brown. Oh, I wanted to let you know that bowl of brown, it could be, like the story says, it could be any kind of meat. I found a pork shoulder on sale, so I used that. I think I really would have rather had like a nice fatty chuck roast. It was like $35. So anywho, here we go. Our homemade bread bowls are ready to receive soup. Let's go stir it. I have so many dishes. Hold on, let me grab it. Oh, actually, let me point you guys over towards it. Zero, hi, friend. Where have you been? What's going on? What's new? What's hot? It's me, Sherilyn, dressed as Daenerys Targaryen as I cook my way through the official Westeros cookbook. All right, everybody, hang on. Fasten your seatbelts. We're going to pivot towards the stove. Can you see? And oh, it's got some kind of notice. Hi, Zero. I don't know what TikTok is noticing me about, but anyhow, welcome. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you're doing well, friend. We have just baked our bread bowls. We're going to go turn over here towards the stove. I want to take the ham hock out because I don't like it. I am going to put that in the dog's food, which I made her fresh pan. She'll enjoy it. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to I actually would like to see this thicken up a bit. Who wants a taste? Who wants a taste? Okay, lips to the spoon. So good. YouTube, have a sip. So good. Ready? 1, 2, 3. It's good. I think it needs salt. Yes, I know. I always think everything needs salt. Is it chilly there in Texas? Zero. I just haven't been able to find a place that just fits for me yet. And here in Arizona, guess what? Hot. Okay, we were going to get a bowl and plate this and let you get a good look at what it looks like. And I wanted to, before I forget, do you see? So I'm going to bring it up close. I'll go to TikTok and then to you, YouTube. Do you see this? YouTube. So I'm glad I tried it. I'm glad I made it. True story, even though I'm a dear fan of this book, the official Westeros cookbook, and I am having fun dressing up as Daenerys and cooking my way through it. The challenge with this one recipe is that there is 20 ingredients, though. Thank you for those likes on YouTube. You could do bowl of brown with simple bouillon, water, onion, cabbage, and a meat of your choice. And if you didn't want to put meat in it, you didn't have to. And so I did 20 plus ingredients. It's all in my giant pot. You don't have to. And it's right here at the top. Bowl of brown is a versatile stew that changes depending on what ingredients are available. So I started out with 2 pounds boneless pork, black pepper, 1 ounce dried wild porcini mushrooms, which I couldn't find, so I just got a box of like exotic mushrooms from the store. 1 tablespoon oil, 1 pound smoked sausage. I used the andouille sausage. 1 large yellow onion, 4 garlic cloves, 2 ribs of celery, 2 large carrots. I actually added a parsnip just for, a little tang. And then 16 ounces fresh mushroom slice. I didn't slice mine, I quartered them because I want it to feel like a bite. And then 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar, 1 small green cabbage cored and chopped, did that. 1 to 2 tablespoons of the Old Valerian blend. And we made this on the very first episode, and I've used a lot of it, and I like it. Then 1 teaspoon Northern Strong spices. Made this. And 2 bay leaves, 2 tablespoons dried marjoram. I don't have marjoram. Do you? Do you have marjoram? Oh, wait. No, you don't. Who uses marjoram? And then it said 1.5 cup beef broth. But honestly, when I put that in, it wasn't even enough to like cover the veg. So I added 2 whole boxes. 1 ham hock. And you know what? I don't know. I think it's the texture. I don't really like it. So long story short, if you want the ham hock, do it. If you don't, no worries. Hey, TikTok, remember, tapping is clapping. Tapping is clapping. And then this is where it gets weird. You guys, the recipe literally asks for 15, I'm saying 15 pitted prunes. Okay, go with it. That was the recipe, and I'm going to follow the recipe. So I bought a bag of dried prunes. I don't know, I'm new here. And then finally, 3 tablespoons of wash your sister sauce. And I did that. And I like it to be a thicker broth. So I just put in 1 cup of half and half. Hi, Zero. Oh, thank you so much, TikTok or YouTube. Zero over here on TikTok just said the nicest thing. He says, I'm really glad you're doing what you're good at. Well, thank you so much. It enters the question. That's the thinking thought. Good at being Daenerys? Where's my dragon? Good at cooking? Or most importantly, good at edutaining. I made that word up. Thank you so much, Zero. That means a lot, and I really appreciate it. That is the recipe. I can hear it is bubbling. And let's just get to the serving. Will it fit in this bowl? We're gonna. No. Hold on. Here. It'll play in these. I'm actually gonna turn. Well, no, I'll leave you where you're at. Cooking. Yes, I am. Oh, Zero. Loves me. Even from. There's one wig hair like right in that. This wig is so hot. Zero, I have the whole outfit. Can you see the boots? Can you see the boots? I have the whole outfit from when she went to get the army. And I have the contacts, but I've never put them in because I've poked myself in the eye a couple of times. And I'm always like on a lunch break. So there's just, yeah. See, yeah, I got the whole outfit. I love it. And I lost my train of thought. Let's plate this up. And, I know what I was saying. Zero, thank you for that comment. Because I can think of being the saying knee high to a grasshopper and always being in the kitchen and always wanting to cook, liking to bake and makeup. I would get in my mother's makeup and like just child makeup and then go and want to like bake cookies. And so here I am, an adult Cooking and making. Okay, let's get this done. Oh, and it doesn't fit in this bowl either. Well, it's going in the bowl. Our homemade bread bowl. I'm going to get you a scoop. Daenerys will get you a scoop. Oh! Ah! Oh, it smells good. Zero, may I have help, please? Would you take a screenshot and then send it to me in a message? YouTube, I'll be right there, because you know what? Every dang time I forget to get one good photo. So if you could get ready to press the two buttons together, and 1, 2, 3. Bowl of brown. Oh, hi, Debs. Debs, are you really here? I hope you are. I'm so glad all of you are here. And YouTube, there it is. It is bowl of brown. And because I baked it, it also has the lid right there. Ready to go, ready to serve. I'm taking this one over to the neighbor. Actually, let me put hers in a plastic tub. I'm going downstairs and I'll be right back. Yeah. That is the story of how my bread bowls came out. They're actually rectangular. Let's spoon it up. Yeah. And you know, I will get a scoop out for us to try. Oh, that's a kibble. You guys, this reminds me of this summer I was at a conference in Las Vegas. I was at the MGM Grand, and I was having a dream come true as I dined at Emerald Lagasse's Fish House, and I ordered the gumbo, and I think it was $25 or $24 or $25, but it was like a little bowl like this, and it had amazing presentation. The waiter brought out the bowl, turned it towards me, brought out like a hot pot. It was like a mini kettle, and he took off the lid with like a flare of the wrist, and then put a scoop of rice in the bowl, and then put the soup on top. And it looked a lot like this. It looked like gumbo. So let me bring you guys back together. Fasten your seatbelt, TikTok, and come on over, and we are going to try this together. It's very aromatic. It's not in the bread bowl. It's just soup. You can see that this is a nice big chunk of andouille sausage, and I did pan sear it. What is not making me happy is I should have known better. I don't think I'm a ham hock person to begin with, but here we go. That's like a piece of, actually, I'm going to flick it in the dog's food. Hold on. Yes, I followed the recipe. You can see the veg. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. I can already tell it. I think it needs more salt. And me personally, it wasn't in the recipe. I like a lot of spice, like jalapeno or cayenne pepper. Hi, Mathis on YouTube. Thanks for joining me. I was going to say hola, but that's Spanish. Bonjour. Bonjour, Mati. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's good. Ooh, look. The porcini mushroom. Let's get a bite of meat. It was a seared pork shoulder roast. 1, 2, 3. Oh, guess first. Bite for you. And a bite for you. And ready, down the hatch. It's good. Definitely need salt. Can taste the smokiness in my sausage. I think it just needs heat. but that's personal opinion. So, bowl of brown. It is a success. I'm not mad at it. I just want it to be spicy and hot. That's pretty dang close, don't you think? What do you think? TikTok, what do you think? We made our homemade bread bowls and we made the bowl of brown stew. I would call it a stew. Hey, Jen, thank you for the gift. I appreciate that. Oh, you know what, Tina? It is actually. And I would just say it's preference that I put the ham hock in because why not? That's the recipe. I can't believe my little town did not have bread bowls. They had one giant one. And I had made potato soup and put it in that and took it to grandma. And thank you, Jen, for saying it looks beautiful, because it is. It is. Now, I think I've bunny trailed on my thought. I'm so glad I wrote it down for once. Please bake your own bread. Give it a try. Soup making. Oh, it is not quite sweater weather or soup making season in Arizona yet, but any month now. I made the spices. I think you should too. Oh, I wanted to tell you about the beer. It asked for a 16-ounce thing of beer, but again, the little town didn't have that. I bought a 6-pack of Guinness, which is a dark brown beer. But if you don't want to put beer or any kind of alcohol in it, don't just leave it out. It's no big deal. And then I finished with cream because I like it. I like a nice thick heavy. Oh, Tina, and I know you said it was freezing there. You have the perfect weather to make a nice vat of soup. Something to know, which is how our live today started off with the sped up prep video, because this is a gluten-free bowl of brown. Prep time 30 minutes. Well, I did that and I made you a video and I sped it up. It's only 5 minutes long. It shows all of the steps. But this is why cooking time, Tina, if you get started now, you'll have some for dinner. 3 to 8 hours. That is why I didn't bring you along through chopping, because I wanted to talk to you about the mushrooms. That's what it is. Let me grab them. Hold on. Talk to yourselves. Oh, you're going to make potato soup too? Oh, I made it on, I don't know what to do with the wig. If I put my ears in, it's too tight and it hurts them. But then yeah. Okay, live and learn. I wanted to talk to you about the mushrooms, and I hope you make some soup and then send me a pic. I love a mushroom. Now look at this thing. You see how dirty it, can you see? See how dirty it is? Strong opinion. If you wash them, they're like little sponges and they soak it up. In the sped up video, just in case you don't see it, which why would you not watch it? You can either you can do a couple of things. One, thanks, Zero. Can you see this? There's a few ways to clean it. I personally would not wash it because they're sponges. It's going to soak up all that water and you're going to have a soggy mushroom. 2, you can purchase a mushroom brush and just like brush, brush, brush. 3, my version, and that is just, every single one. I give it a good dust off and tell myself that God made dirt and dirt don't hurt. And then you can choose to remove the stem. I felt like this was really important to show you because okay. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I love mushrooms on pizza. Okay, and then the inside of this one is clean. It doesn't have the gills like a portobello. And then there is one other way. Bear with me here while I grab it. Ooh, we'll just use this big knife. Did you guys watch The Bear? I think it was on Hulu. I watched some of it, and I just love a cooking show, but there was a point where they did this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Part of the job in the kitchen was to peel the mushroom. So this would be my third choice because you guys have the light on. TikTok, you have the light on. And I think when I come up close, it blows it out. Hold the phone, everybody. I was peeling mushrooms. I tagged you in a video. House of the Rising Buns just entered the chat, and I'm so glad you're here. Just to catch you up to speed, I'm dressing as Daenerys to cook my way through the Welcome to Westeros cookbook. Enter bowl of brown. I don't know if you saw the video I tagged you in because this happened. Squint. Maybe look at it with one eye. I can think of many things that might have gone wrong in making my soup bowls. It could have been the type of dough. I definitely put too much yeast in it because I was in a hurry and distracted. And then I punched it down, roll. I made what I thought was a really tight ball. And normally when I bake my bread, I always use my skillet, my Dutch oven, and I didn't have, well, no, it's over there. I do have one small, like egg pan size skillet that I could have made it in, like cast iron skillet, but then I would only have one and I needed 3. So what happened was it's right here. I rolled them as tight as I could and I put them on the sheet and I baked them. And they came out as a type of bread bowl, not exactly gorgeous and what you think it would look like. So I'm so glad you stopped by. If you have a tip for how to, or you have a recipe, link me please, because I would love to do it again. I like a bread bowl, but Grandma loves it, and hence bake your own. And then I hope this tip helped you to make a really elegant mushroom. Just you don't have to use a knife. You could peel it yourself. And if you're thinking that is a lot of food prep, it is, but I'm concerned you can't see it well. The difference between the outer mushroom skin and when you peel it, the inside, it's just more elegant and pretty. And maybe if you're putting in a salad or a pizza. I hope that helps. Okay, this needs to be turned down. And the dog is sitting here. Yes, you're right, Jen. A little bit of dirt doesn't hurt. And all of your mushrooms are 99% of the time going to come dirty. So there we go. I hope that helps. And I love that it took me 9 weeks. Took me 9 weeks. Yeah, me too. I'm getting a note. YouTube on TikTok, our expert baker is giving me the advice, you might have rushed the process, which will affect the outcome. Yes, I can definitely say that because today is Tuesday, and I think it was Saturday when I was going to go to town and buy groceries to be able to make the recipe. Would you take a look at this recipe? I saw you're making the tomato basil soup. Oh my gosh, I bet that's good. I hope it's spicy, but that's for another time. Can you see there is like 20 plus ingredients and you're supposed to serve it in the bread bowl. My little town didn't have bread bowls, so Saturday before I left, I rushed and I was scooping it together and I put too much yeast in it. And then the truth, that dough had been in the refrigerator since Saturday evening, and it's Tuesday morning. And today I just punched it and then rolled it. And I think the saying is roll it, pat it, put it in a cake. How does that saying go? I punched it and rolled it and slapped it on my tray and just baked it like that. And this is what it looks like. You know what? It tastes good. It tastes good and it looks okay. And I think that Grandma and the neighbor are going to like it. Which brings us to, before we finish out, I wanted to give you the opportunity to pick next week's recipe. Thank you very much, Jen. You know what? eat with your eyes too, but I think it tastes good. I just wanted it to look like La Brea or Porto's staff. Oh, House of the Rising Buns. Do you have Porto's by you? Burbank has a Porto's, and over by Deb Talk, they have a Porto's. And I was just there, and I can't tell you how many chocolate-filled croissants I ate. Yes, that's a great way to put it. It's a very rustic-looking loaf. And if we were in the Crown Lands in Fleet Bottom, and we had ordered a bowl of brown, I don't think we'd care. I don't. So for next week, we'll be back Tuesdays at 2, and we're going to keep cooking our way through the official Westeros cookbook. Probably still wearing the wig, even though it's tight. Did anybody have an idea what to do with your ears? All right. Well, moving on. We're going to cook again next week, and here's our choices. And by the way, coming up after the Crown Lands, yeah, this pigeon pie, this is in a Crown's Lands recipe, and I looked at that thing and thought, I might have to lie to you. Why don't we say we did and don't? The worst thing that I make in the kitchen is a pie crust. And that is like one big pie crust in a form, all molded with decorative leaves and a pigeon on top. No, I don't think we'll be doing that. Okay, so in the Crown Lens, the next place we'll be going is the North. You know how I've been dressing up as Daenerys? Should we dress up as Jon Snow? Yeah, I mean, why not? Because we'll be in the North. In the Crown Lands, we have made Princeling's porridge, Rhaenyra's lemon cakes, which have been my favorite out of everything we've made, the stuffed dragon eggs, which were really good, but those lemon cakes were better. We made the poached pears. It was nice. Here's what we can make next week. Laris Strong's meat pie. We can make Shay's fish pie, which has the ingredient eel. If I can't get a bread bowl in my town, where am I going to get eel meat? We could make pigeon pie. We could make lamprey pie. Or pomegranate juice. Raise your hand if you just want to do pomegranate juice. Yeah, me too. Okay. Let me show you, and then we'll go on to the North. So we can make something called rat cook pie. Wow, they ate a lot of pie, didn't they? Okay, here's your options. We made the lamprey pie. Look at that ingredient list. I don't know, kids. I don't know if we want to be doing that one. The pigeon pie, this recipe is actually 2 pages long. What's pigeon pie? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Let me bring you up close. YouTube, hold on. I'm going to bring the book up close so Jen can see. There it can you see the image well? Can you? Oh, okay. Oh, lamprey pie is the one with the pigeon pie. Yields 10 to 12 servings. Prep time 90 minutes. Cooking time 3 hours. Rest time 2 hours. The difficulty is advanced. I don't know, but between you and me, I don't know that I'm the advanced person in the kitchen. Jen, the pigeon pie. While some Westerosi cooks made pies from spiced pigeon, hunted from field and forest, or raised in the dovecots of noble estates, the cooks of King's Landing favored chicken, considering it a sweeter, more meaty bird. Alas, I'm giving you this part right here. Alas, pigeon pies were also created in the capital as showpieces for feast days, such as the pie made for the wedding of King Joffrey Baratheon, if you need his last name, and his bride, Marjorie Tyrell. This giant coroneted pastry confection, embellished with bas-relief vines, contained a flock of live pigeons awaiting release at the skillful strike of a sword. King Joffrey was known to be hasty with his blade, and several birds died at his hand. The king himself perished at the feast, killed not by the pie, as first believed, but by wine poisoned with an amethyst crystal known as the Strangler. Jen, have you watched all of Game of Thrones? Are you familiar with King Joffrey and the wedding? And I have. I'm a big fan, and I'm very excited to be watching in January 17th, the new HBO Max take on the 100-year prequel. We really getting desperate here. 100-year prequel to Game of Thrones to House of Dragons. It is called A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. So, you guys, we might have to not make pigeon pie. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. And pigeon, I think I remember that scene. I might just have to rewatch it. I haven't rewatched the series, but here we go. Welcome to Westeros. If we can all agree not to make pigeon pie, maybe next week we cook lamprey pie. Lampreys were trapped by fishermen in the fresh and coastal waters of the Crown Lands and brought to the kitchens of the Red Keep. I don't know about that one. We just did bowl of brown, pomegranate juice. Boy, I'm up for making that. We could do Laris Strong's. There's Shay's fish pie, which actually that sounds pretty good. Hot smoked salmon and leek tart was a castle favorite. Fish lovers praise the tart's crumbly crust. Oh, so it kind of looks like a quiche right there. Sometimes I see pigeons like at the store, at the grocery mart, down at the Piggly Wiggly. Shay's fish pie or roasted boar. We could do roasted boar next week, or the burnt lemon tart. Burnt lemon tarts, King's Landing street traders sold some of the best food in the capital, and the finest baked goods were found here, made by the artisan bakers. The lemon tarts, made of rich citrus custard and light flaky pastry, cost just coppers and were sold individually or by the dozen. So if we want to do the burnt lemon tarts, maybe I just pick up a sheet of pastry in town and bring it back, because I'm here to tell you, it is not like, I'm not being modest when I say I make an ugly pie dough. It is not smooth and stretchy. It is dry and crumbly, and it's just not my skill. It is not my skill. I could do the burnt lemon tarts if I could have grace to just get pie dough, buy pie dough, and then roll it out and cut it. And actually, that sounds good. Difficulty moderate. This is my favorite thing, why I encourage you to get this cookbook. Right here, it'll tell you at the top that if it's an easy recipe or a hard recipe or whatever. So on that note, thank you. TikTok, I always say goodbye to YouTube first. The chat is busier on TikTok. But I'm so glad you were here, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe, bowl of brown, from the Crown Lands as we cook our way through the official Westeros cookbook. I will be back next week live 2 p.m. I think we're going to make the burnt lemon tart, so be sure and join for that. If you're interested in the book, it is linked for you in the description of the video. And this final, the homemade bread bowl, the stew, it's so good. I encourage you to give it a try. And if you haven't yet, like, comment, subscribe, follow, ding the bell, notifications, all of the doodah. And in the meantime, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. I'm Sherilyn. Oops, I'm dressed as Daenerys, and I'll see you next week. Dracarys.